That's what it sounded like today when a house exploded on Loudon in West Knox County. Goes up in flames around Choteau. Right now, Rural Metro Fire is working to figure out what caused the home to blow up. Good evening, glad you're with us here. I'm Ted Hall.
I'm Brittany Tarwater. This all in the Choteau area of West Knox County on Blue Water Way. Now, nobody was home when it happened. No injuries reported.
We do have team coverage for you tonight. Our Sam Luther talked with neighbors who heard it happen. I was across the lake. I saw it happen. I missed the explosion, but saw everything else. It was a big scene.
Yeah, sure is. Let's start with our Jared Austin. We have team coverage tonight. Jared, you spoke with fire officials today on what happened. What are they telling you?
Yeah, they're telling us right now they got the call around 1:30 was when they finally got out here. They just saw the home completely destroyed, collapsing, really trying to get the fire out. As you can see, there's still a little bit of smoke around me. Their big thing was trying to make sure the smoke and the flames did not get to the trees right across from the home. But we're going to show you what it looked like just a little bit ago, about an hour and a half ago. A lot more smoke in the area. You may be able to hear, you can definitely see with the smoke, you can see all of that just pushing from this wind in this area. Also spoke with the neighbor right next door. He heard the loud boom, came outside, the home in flames, collapsed to the ground. He thought at first it was his house, but then he went outside, saw it was his neighbor's house. When we spoke with Jeff Bagwell with Rural Metro, he said they're looking at everything right now, trying to figure out how this fire started. They are ruling out natural gas at this point because there's no natural gas in the area. But a lot of people heard the boom, and even Rural Metro got a lot of calls.
Multiple calls from people that heard an explosion, neighbors that witnessed the explosion, and essentially what you've got is a house that's just destroyed and is basically blown apart.
Now, we are going to remind you again, nobody injured at this time. Some damage to the neighbor's house nearby, but we have been told Rural Metro will be out here all night with at least one truck. We've also seen other crews. Knoxville Fire Department, Loudoun County Rescue is also out here. They're going to be out here a while. They are bringing water down to this area just because there's no fire hydrants in this area. So they're having to do that. So you're going to see a little backups on Choteau Road just with all the crews working around here, guys.
All right, Jared, thanks a lot. This really is becoming one of those fears for people. The home just, for some unknown reason, blowing up. Sam Luther talked with some of the folks who live nearby. They heard the explosion happen and probably saw a lot of what happened afterwards, Sam.
Yeah, Ted, where Jared's at is actually blocked off to a lot of the public just so crews can work. But what we've been doing is driving around these neighboring roads and right even here at the Cove at Concord Park where people have just been watching the smoke and all of this unfold. And in that process, we were knocking on some doors and came across somebody who had security footage of the explosion. They couldn't see much, but from their vantage point, heard it all unfold. Here's how that played out just a little bit ago. Yeah, just a deafening sound that was heard really miles from where that home was here in this Choteau area. People here on the lake and water just watching that smoke. Neighbors all across this area saying they saw the smoke. They saw the first responders pour into that area. We caught up with one of them just a short time ago who says they even felt it from inside of their house.
It shook. That's why we thought a tree had fallen, because our house it shook.
Yeah, that person we spoke to was one that called 911, even saying that inside, thinking a tree fell on their home, walking outside, seeing that big black cloud of smoke. Obviously thankful that nobody was inside that home at the time, but crews from Jared's vantage point, they're still actively working to make sure that fire doesn't spread. Obviously still a very active scene here in this Choteau area, guys.
Yeah. All right, Sam Luther, thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, that wind, big story as we get to the weather.